أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإن يكاد الذين كفروا لا يزلقونك بأبصارهم لما سمعوا الذكر ويقولون إنه لمجنون وما هو إلا ذكر للعالمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Mr. Nasir Hussain Rashid. I am not a scholar or a sheikh or a Maulvi or a Pir Tariqat or any of the big scholars or big Maulvis that you see in the mosque or other places, or Sheikhul Hadith and Sheikhul Qari, or any of the big titles that they have and the big jubbas they have big long beards and all these kind of cloaks that they wear that will show them that they are qualified from some recognized university. I'm not one of them. I'm just an ordinary Muslim, just like yourself. You are listening to it and you want to get the better picture of Islam. And I will be able to, inshallah, in the next few weeks or every week, I will draw up a topic, inshallah, and will guide you and give you the information that I have learned and how I practice it myself as a Muslim. And it has been my desire and wish to share with you the true beliefs of Islam and the true teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and is authentic from his authentic hadith. There is a lot of material, there is a lot of speeches, there are a lot of ulamas, there are a lot of people who speak, and inshallah the knowledge is available all through from books, from speeches, from internet, from YouTube, and from all other resources that you have available in this age and time. First of all, I'll tell you a little bit something about myself as an ordinary Muslim. I'm just like yourself, working in environment, as a family member, as a ordinary person, as a Muslim, and I see things around me, and then I like to have all the experiences that I had and share it with you how I believe. First of all, I have been fortunate enough to study in one of the good schools in Pakistan. My father, may Allah bless his soul, Chaudhry Mangu Rashid, we are from the Mirpur district and a village called Tangdio. He took me to Pakistan, and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was lucky enough to be admitted in a very good school in Abbottabad, Barnaul at that time, and I think the army took over and then it was called Army Barnaul in the late 70s, 77, 78, around that time, because President Zia had taken over the government of the late Mr. Bhutto. And I don't want to get into the politics, but at that time he introduced Islam with passion. So I'm fortunate enough to learn and read at that time. Then I moved to Abbottabad Public School, which was also a very good institution. Then, inshallah, I done GCSEs and matriculation from there. Then I moved to Rawalpindi, Islamabad. There was a brief period in one of the colleges in Islamabad. Then I moved to Rawalpindi. My father told me that this Gordon College, or in Pakistani terms, Garden College, is basically a Gordon College under the name of Mr. Gordon, who used to be during the British Empire. So it's Gordon College, Rawalpindi on College Road, Liaquat Bagh. I studied there for 2-3 years. Inshallah, I had the opportunity to learn religion, to meet different scholars in Rawalpindi. And a lot of good people have qualified or have been attended this college. And one of the latest one that I know is that Sheikh Rashid, who's a present politician and a speaker, which I don't agree with his policies, but he is one of the students, a former student of Gordon College. And there are many other famous personalities. I might not be very famous in the world, but I'm quite famous in the local community and somewhere, local, inshallah. I don't have that much, followers. I do have some admirers, inshallah, in the local community. However, then I moved to Lahore, one of the prestigious institutions, University of the Punjab, or University of Punjab in Lahore, which is a very good institution. Inshallah, I had the opportunity to learn from there. I did pharmacy, I did Islamic studies, I did study law, and Lahore is a very good city with great educational institutions. It's a very vibrant city. It's one of the best cities in Pakistan. It has culture. It has other aspects to the city. It has great institutions. It's a political hub, and it's a very good city, mashallah. I stayed there for 5-6 years in the 80s, 84 onwards, and I stayed there and I studied there. While I was there, I had a great opportunity to learn Islam and to study under different scholars at the time. And although I have not been a formal student of them, but I have attended their lectures, learned from their speeches, and asked questions. At that time, Dr. Tahir al-Qadri, who's Sheikh al-Hadith and also in charge of Minhaj al-Quran at the moment, he was also a lecturer in the law college in the University of the Punjab. We used to attend his lectures. He used to come on the TV as well, so we used to attend that. And also he had laid the foundation of Minhaj al-Quran, which is a worldwide organization at the moment. So it was at that time that one of my friend was in charge, was the president of the organization, and inshallah I used to work with him as a deputy. And I learned Islam and asked questions, attended gatherings in the Minar Pakistan or other places where we find an opportunity. I also met very Salihin Muslims, true Muslims, who were in the field of Sufism, or we call it, or they were there as well. So inshallah I had some insight of them. Also that time Dr. Israr Ahmad, very popular scholar in Pakistan who died in 2010, was also giving lectures in Bagh-e-Jannah and other places, and I attended that. And like I said, I never was a formal student of them, but I studied and learned from them. There are many other scholars and Maulvi Sahibs and ulamas at that time, Lahore, and I had always a hobby to meet good people, salih people, muttaqi people, to get the knowledge from them. Alhamdulillah, I gained a lot of knowledge from them. Then, obviously, that was a great opportunity in Lahore, so I studied under them. I also studied the history, and from the beginning, when I was 11-year-old, I had a great passion for Islam and for the Quran. I learned the Quran when I was 10 years, when I was a child here in England. I learned it through Hafiz Ibrahim Patel, who is the Imam at Central Mosque, Belgrave Road. I used to be on Speedwell Road, so I studied under him, he's a Deobandi Alam. So mashallah, he was a good teacher, we studied. We used to fear, we fear because he used to, with teach us a lesson with his punches, and we were really scared of him. So, mashallah, now he's in a very old. He's in a mature age at that time, and he was quite young at that time. And inshallah, he was a very good teacher. Then also I learned. Then I went to Pakistan, so I further learned the Quran and the Hadith knowledge in Abbottabad, where it was Islamic school, and they used to teach Hadith and small ayats to memorize for the students. So I memorized a lot of ayats and Hadith knowledge. I'd get knowledge. So then I continued in Rawalpindi, in Islamabad, and also in the Lahore, in the University of Punjab. I never was in the University of the Punjab, mainly the Jamaat Islami student organization, Islami Jamaat Talaba, is in charge, and I was not a member of, obviously, of Islami Jamaat Talaba. In fact, we used to oppose them, and sometime when we used to do the Naat and other zikr of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they used to restrict our movements, and obviously they didn't want any other party or any other group to get into the to the mainstream, as it is in the case of all Muslims, that they terrorize you and bully you. And inshallah, it carried on, but we opposed them whichever way, and we agreed with whatever policies they had. Anyway, moving on, then after did some other courses there. Then I moved to England again. Then I went to Sunderland, did the MPhil in pharmacy again. Then other universities as went and did more further research. And I stayed in London as well, met different scholars. Then again I came in Birmingham again, and Ibrahim Surti at that time, who is a scholar in Peace TV now, he used to be in Birmingham on the mosque on County Road, which is a Bengali mosque, and he used to teach Tajweed in the 90s. So inshallah I read it again. So Allah has given me knowledge of the Quran. Reading, I do read a lot, one of my favorites. And if you ask my children, what is your dad's favorite hobby, or what does he do in free time, and then inshallah I will tell you that he reads the Quran, the namaz, and the hadith. I have loads of books in my house. There are loads of books, and the knowledge that I have, I read some of them, all of them in Pakistan as well. And now I have been also, in the 90s, I was also influenced by I think Ahmad Didat, which I was a part of the organization, and they used to distribute free literature, which I used to give in Sunderland to other non-Muslims, and just a bit of comparative religion. And the present time, obviously, Dr. Zakir Naik is also inspired by Ahmed Didat, and he's a well-known scholar all over the world. But I disagree. I used to be a great admirer of him, but in 2009, or I think 2009, he said something that really hurt many Muslims, and especially hurt me very much, because he praised Yazid, which is the one who ordered the martyr of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's grandson, Hazrat Imam Hussain al-Islam, in Karbala, the Battle of Karbala, which is very famous in the 61 Hijri of the Muslim calendar, which is after 50 years of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's demise from this world, and they killed and slaughtered the family of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And believe it or not, they were not non-Muslims or Persians or the Roman empires, but they were Muslims, and the rulers Muslims, and the Muslim slaughtered the family of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And it had really hurt me at that time. I don't really think highly of him after that, because obviously I will tell you that all these Muslims, they do have, they preach, but they only protect their own sects. So as I was talking to you, so others, so I did my comparative religion study, and then I try, I still do preach, and I still give people a dawah, but I do it only for the sake of Allah, and not to show to anybody, not to make yourself famous, but I do it whenever I can. Alhamdulillah, I always say that I am from the Ar-Rahman network, from the Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I'm his soldier, his foot soldier, and also I'm in the army of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As a preacher, as a ambassador, every one of you is also a foot soldier if he's a true Muslim who believes in Allah and acts upon what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said. That is the most important thing. Believing in itself is nothing. You have to have your amals, your actions. That's very important as well. So in that sense, I had some knowledge. I also been involved in local mosques, debates, other issues. Inshallah, I used to have a debate with Sheikh Riyazul Haq in the 90s. He was also imam here in the Central Mosque. Now he might be a big scholar. But at that time, we used to have questions and debates, and there were used to be fights with the Ahl Hadith in that mosque. So there was issues that so I've been involved in all these activities regarding the religion, the politics of it, the other issues, the economic side, and all these things that I've involved and given me a great insight. Now, the reason that I'm using this YouTube opportunity is that to share the knowledge that I have with you as an ordinary Muslim. What happens is when you have these scholars and these Maulvis or these people that you listen or in the mosques or in gatherings or in halls, you will find that each one represents a particular sect in Islam. So this has been a great experience for myself when I was in Lahore, in Rawalpindi, in Abbottabad, that I found there were different sects. I also been to, while I was in Lahore, Karbala Gamisha is a great place in Lahore. Veli Nasar is over where all the Shias reside. So I also had an insight and spoke to the Shias and found that how they pray, how they believe. And there were other relatives of mine who are also Shias, which I don't find anything wrong with that, because Shias are also true Muslims. What we find is that there's a political issue with the Saudi Arabia's belonging to Ali Hadith and Salafi groups and the Iran Shia. So there's a political issue. So those groups that follow the Saudis, actually they give funding to them and they promote their cause and their sect. Whereas the Iranians give those Shias and they promote their cause and their sect. So there are different sects in Islam, and everyone, every speaker, every person who speaks on this channel or any gathering, he always protects his sect. So before I begin, I must tell you, because this is mainly for the younger people, the children like mine or other people who are growing up or people who are becoming Muslims, and they'll find that the different sects available and everybody is talking about Islam, but what actually is happening is that nobody represents a true picture of Islam. They present a certain section, what suits them, and hide the others, or don't even speak about it. For example, we have everybody called Sunnah. In the Sunni Islam, there are many sects. In the common ones, I will talk about what's in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. In Pakistan, all of these Sunnis, Sunnat wal Jamaat, Ahl Sunnat wal Jamaat, they're all the same. But one of them is Brelvis, which is, I'm part of it, Brelvis, those who call themselves Brelvis or Brelvi Sunnis. Then they are Deobandis, and then they are Ahl Hadith, and then offshoot is Salafi, which is normally as Al-Wahhabi. I don't like that term because Al-Wahhab is Allah's name. So it is not to